AAC Ammo is gone. It turns out when a nation decides to send 500 million rounds of small arms ammunition to Ukraine to be wasted in the trenches of Eastern Europe and an additional 100 tons of small arms ammunition to their greatest ally Israel to be burned in the streets of Gaza, that nation will be unable to sustain or support the domestic manufacture of commercially available ammunition, leaving their population defenseless. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Trench Grenade channel. Today we're going to be discussing the downfall of AAC Ammo and all of the events that have led up to this downfall. If every single viewer right now were to hit the like button, that would help out this channel in more ways than I can even begin to possibly articulate. Leave your combat llama emojis down below and let me know what your thoughts are on AAC as a company, their ammunition, and the events that have transpired over the past 24 hours. Now, first I want to discuss what my experiences have been with AAC Ammo. As you guys know, I have tested tens of thousands of rounds. I'm going to tell you all the types and all the different weapons I've tested them in to give you a scope of why America's ammunition company is crucial for the commercially available market here in the United States. I have tested their 357 Magnum with 158 grain XTP hollow points in lever action and Python and a number of different Smith & Wesson revolvers, Colt Pythons and Smith & Wessons. And guess what? Their XTP 158 grain is an excellent loading. And I should note, I'm not sponsored by AAC or PSA. They don't like me, and I really don't like some of the things they do, but I am going to support them when it makes sense. And I'm telling you right now, their 158 grain 357 Magnum stuff does work. I've tested hundreds of that stuff. I've tested thousands of their 38 special ammunition through different revolvers and lever action rifles. I've tested 12,000 rounds or more of their 9mm 124 grain full metal jacket ammunition for all of the burn down testing. I've tested I believe 4,000 rounds of M193, just the regular 55 grain ball ammo. Their 223, I believe, is the loading they actually call it. And I use their 77 OTM as my actual go-to-war ammunition through my 11.5 inch pistol, okay, my BCM. And last but not least, the 45 ACP 230 grain, I believe I burned 7,000 rounds of that. So I have an extensive history with AAC and shooting their ammo because it is brass case and it's cheap. And you can also get, not that I'm advocating for the sale of anything here, but you can also get hollow points for relatively cheap or open tip match for pretty cheap. So why is it so important that we talk about AAC and what led up to this? Well, it's important because AAC does bring a value item to the demographic of the United States that needs to be able to shoot a lot of bullets to train or defend themselves. So companies like AAC being in business and producing large quantities of ammunition is crucial to the market, the commercially available market here in the United States, as well as for the overall preparedness and defense of this nation. And I don't say that lightly. And cheers, let me know what you guys are drinking. I'm drinking a Reign right now. Cheers. I just wanted to crank this video out. So we are in the Broncos, so hopefully everything comes through good for you guys. Let me know what you're drinking right now, and let me know what your thoughts are on AAC. I'm going to take a hit of this Reign. Make sure you're actually subscribed and all the things. And here's an obligatory llama. But it is important that we support companies like AAC, because if we don't, then guess what? Dudes will not be able to train. Dudes will not be able to actually arm themselves with relatively reasonably priced hollow points for their different weapon systems. And guess what? It's a good company that you can get behind. I know there's been some drama about some of their 77 OTMs, but overall, I've had no issues at all. That's just my personal experience, right? But why is this happening? Trench, why is this happening? Where is AAC Ammo going? You know, now that we've covered my experience and why it's so important that people are able to get an affordable and quality, bulk ammo. Well, it's very simple. We'd already discussed that we have sent as a country, right, whether you agree with it or disagree, and I'm not representing any organization. I don't represent the War Department of the United States Army in any way. I'm just speaking as an independent third-party creator, but we have sent 500 million rounds of small arms ammunition to Ukraine. That's confirmed. Okay, that's the confirmed amount. We've also sent 100 tons of small arms ammunition to our greatest ally, Israel. If those are the confirmed numbers, let's just think about this. as reasonable adults, right? Probably mostly adult men watching this. And to the 2 females that are being forced to watch this, hello, leave your combat llama emoji down below, okay? Sorry for being here. I'll try to make it entertaining. But that is important because if the confirmed numbers are 500 million rounds of small arms ammunition to Ukraine and 100 tons to Israel, what is the real number? Okay? And how many civilians could have benefited, even police agencies in our own military could have benefited from that ammunition being brought back into training or equipping our own domestic and our own defense of this country? Does that make sense? So that's a lot of, I'll just say, wasted ammo or wasted potential that has been sent elsewhere. And keep in mind, I did serve in Ukraine in 2014 during the invasion of Crimea. I trained them. I was there with them. I have a invested interest in Ukraine. And I'm even telling you, holy cow, that's a lot of freaking bullets wasted, okay? Let's move on. Why did this happen? Very simple. There's no components. There's no powder. There's no primers. They're out. AAC has said that they literally do not have the powder or the primers available to even be able to make the stuff. They want to make the stuff. It's not like they're giving up all willy-nilly because they want to. They want to continue making this product, right? But they can't. Why can they not continue to make the product? Because it's all being sent with the military industrial complex to places like, let's just speculate for a second. Ukraine, Israel, Taiwan, maybe preparation for things going on in South America. I don't know. You guys will speculate on all that. But needless to say, those components, those powder, all that powder, for the actual cartridge itself, and all the primers, the bullets, the casings, those are being sent to other places and not to you. So why is this so important? Well, for my experience, AAC is a good brand for 99.9% of you for the cartridges that 45 ACP, 357 Magnum, 38 Special, 5.56, and 45 ACP. I don't know if I mentioned that. I think I named them all. For all the ammunition types that I've tested, it's been fine. I use the 77 OTM for my personal defense ammo, and it's been great, okay? I use it for the burn down. So why is this important? And what should you do? Well, it's important because this is going to leave a massive, oh boy, panic. It's going to leave a panic in the United States commercially available market. Guys are going to panic. Guys are going to run out and they're going to do the thing that you know they're going to do, okay? They're going to be panic, you know what. They're going to be out here going out and they're going to be acquiring things at a rapid scale. And for the guys that didn't listen, I don't know how many times I've sat in the Bronco, I've sat in the studio, in the gym, talking to you guys about you need 3 months of food, 3 months of water per person, 3 months of food per person, 3 months of water per person, 3 months of fuel per vehicle, and guess what? A generator, and last but not least, 10,000 rounds of rifle, 10,000 rounds of pistol. And there's going to be a lot of guys that couldn't afford it, I understand, or were in a position where they couldn't acquire said items, and guess what? The panic buying, I feel like, is going to happen, unfortunately, okay? So what I can tell my audience, if you got this far, leave your Christmas style emojis, whether it be a Christmas tree, Santa Claus. This lets me know who actually listens to the videos, and lets me know I'm not just talking to myself in the Bronco, wasting my time, right? Thank you so much for doing that. Make sure you like and do all the silly YouTube stuff, the subscribing, the sharing. Share it with somebody. Make somebody listen to this rant. But the point is, there's going to be a lot of panic buying. There's going to be a lot of drying up now of ammunition, even though we're during the President Trump slump, is what a lot of people call it, for the gun industry. This is going to cause a lot of panic, okay? So I just wanted to make you guys aware, and I wanted to kind of not stand shoulder to shoulder, but I wanted to share AAC's message and Palmetto State Armory's message, because they are sister companies and parent owned, that, hey, it's unfortunate. We all see what's happening. I see what's happening. You guys let me know in the comments if you see why this happened with all the primers and the powder being burned elsewhere. It's very obvious to me. But I just want to say, for what I've seen and tested, it's a good product. I fear this could lead to other, things happening. So I'll just leave it at that, okay? If you got this far, of course, I look forward to seeing the Combat Llama herd and Colt down below in the comments. Let me know what your thoughts are. Like it, share it, do all the YouTube stuff. And until next time, this is going to be Trench Grenade, your average AAC ammo is gone, man. I'll see you outside. Video enjoyer that your mom says that we have it all. I'm signing out. Cheers.